And my name is Rihanna Lynn. I'm the CEO of Journey Foods. I'm a scientist, I'm an entrepreneur, a believer. At Journey Foods, we build technology that solves the biggest inefficiencies in our food supply chain and food science in order to feed 8 billion people better. I want to later discuss a little bit of what we're doing at Journey Foods, but of course, I want to talk about the implications of advanced data systems in our food and the COVID outlook. Let's dive in. The global population is climbing to 9 billion fast. We are faced with an ever-growing complexity, environmental issues, and adverse health outcomes. We need to accelerate innovation to drive a better future of food, but you may be wondering how we got here. Artificial intelligence and machine learning and data can help humans create better food, but unfortunately, like most things, humans are to blame. We are also very creative and loving creatures. Now, I come from a family of generational farmers and food entrepreneurs, and as I begin to dive in my career and think about historically where things really took a wrong turn. Most of the food created and manufactured over the past few decades, as we left our homes and family farms and rely on antiquated, disconnected practices, clunky spreadsheets and machines, as well as hiring models, look out for some, not all. And that's why we need to be this to be disrupted. And the significance of this timing is so important, as the world's global supply chains need more automation and intelligence than ever. Over the past 13 months, we've seen a major breakdown of not only the facilities, but also the consumer trust, and unfortunately, even COVID-related deaths at our most relied upon food factories. And the scale of global populations is outweighing the growth of our key workers in food. There are over 38,000 people for every one food scientist and technologist globally. Companies ask, how do we make healthier, more sustainable products that don't waste our money or our time? For many years, companies have chosen profits over consumers always. And I'm not advocating for more job loss, but we have to make a change. And what has really driven my work is the call for the change in food inefficiencies and inequalities that are leading to the most inextricable connections to death worldwide. It's just not enough technology to make good food for 8 billion people. And this is why you're going to hear me say not all bread is created equal. The majority of these foods that we eat just really don't cut it, or the how we make these foods. And so there's growing evidence that the consumption is not only leading to the largest degradation of our environment, but also to cancers, diabetes, and poor mental health. And so let's find different ways to make this bread great, right? We can improve these processes. We have the manpower and the data to do this. So what's the why and what's the how? Why are things changing? Why is the supply chain breaking down along with our consumer sentiment? Well, as I said, it's hard to feed millions and billions of people. We come in all different shapes, sizes, places, budgets, and lifestyles. Consumers are changing. We cannot keep up with not only the loyalty, the demographics, and the needs. We need more personalization in our food. When I came out of college, I was focused on nutrigenetics. That's the study of how nutrition and genetics work together. And we cannot keep thinking about how to create food that is one size fits all. With cohort analysis, we are now able to understand how we can more personalize and direct food, whether it be logistics, nutrition, manufacturing, or even the marketing and packaging of our foods. We can now use this to predict food security outcomes, trends on social media, using photos to understand the nutrition information, even if there's foodborne illnesses or quality assessments of our food. We can use modern robotics, modern agriculture and industrialization to drive down the the disintegration and reverse the impact of quality that has been swept away from our natural fruits and vegetables and plant species. How can we bring this change to match scale and large-scale production? Well, robots can easily take a role in every part of the supply chain, from manufacturing to packaging and delivery. In fact, 9 out of 10 of the food processing packaging companies are using robots to improve food safety, decrease worker injuries, costs, and increase inefficiencies. We can help restaurants become more safe. We can continue manufacturing across the full value chain. It's going to be an uphill battle of environment versus employment, but we can figure this out. The last mile, really helping logistic companies shift while we find ways to deliver food to the most marginalized, especially even the most rural, as we face large demographic shifts and how we live and the impacts of remote work. And of course, more in the supply chain, having data that really makes sense so that we can tackle problems like food waste or consumer needs. And then with products, at Journey Foods, we look at how nutrition and environmental detriment can be reversed. And so we dive into this $3 trillion food problem, because that's a large number, but that is how much consumers spend globally on packaged foods every year. And at Journey Foods, we're making food equal for all. We provide a portfolio intelligence tool that looks at data from all over the world so that we can help thousands of companies fix millions of product lines to feed 2 billion eaters better over the next 5 years. In recent months and over the past year, we've looked at things that are most impacted not only in the supply chain by COVID-19, but even demand and growth for more immunity-boosting ingredients and products. This has really helped companies shift not only their inventory, but also their outlook. We're able to scan for functional properties that can help our consumers fight off not only COVID-19, but future foodborne or airborne illnesses. We're looking to bring our data to facilities in some of the most remote places. We're hoping to even bring this up to Saskatchewan. I'm very excited by what the speed means here. And so this is a quick look at how artificial intelligence can affect and improve our supply chains, our processes, and help save lives. I believe in the next decade we will link bad foods at mass scale. All we need is a little data and love. I'm looking forward to our live conversation. Thank you so much.